and welcome along and welcome back to Six Ashes. It is the start of our third year here on Six Ashes, and today we're going to do a little trip down to the allotments. We need to get hold of, well, we need to actually get some water down there, so that's the first job we've got to do today. Then we're back up here, we've got some bits to do with the horses, but as you can see, the year is getting off to a cold start. The snow is on its way out, but it is not completely gone yet. I've just realized I've dropped the bucket off. We want the bucket because we've got some manure down there and we can top up the manure in the allotments up so that it's so the allotments are going and good and all set up. We have 223,000 at the moment, which is a really good amount of money on here. 7,500 litres of water, good. So yeah, we've got a really good amount of money to get this third year really going. So I think we're going to buy the new fields today as well. Not that we can do anything with them. We're also going to clear up the horse yard a bit. Finally get rid of those bits and pieces that have been in our way before we eventually just, you know, get to work again with the horses and get them all working wonderfully. You can see where I've been doing lots of trips up and down this road where the snow's been compacted and has now melted as it goes down here. It probably would have been wise to have cleared the road off at some point. So yeah, it's doing okay though. Around here, into here, and it is quite a trek down to the allotments. It says the only thing that worries me about getting fields down this way is that we are going to we're going to be fairly well separated from our farm getting stuff down here, and the biggest problem actually with that is the combine. If we've got fields down here that need harvesting, we can't drop the header off the combine at the moment. There's no header trailer that easily takes the header off our John Deere combine, so it might require an upgrade to that. And there are a couple of options. There was a new John Deere combine that was released in the last couple of days. That would probably do the job. There is also of course the classic TX combines that I've used before that I absolutely love in this game. Yeah, we could use one of those instead. All done. Let's disconnect this. There we go, and then we can get this manure on here, and this will get up and running fairly quickly now. Allotment brings in a nice little bit of cash for us, keeps us going quite nicely and ticking over. Although, to be perfectly honest, we don't have a huge amount of requirement for this with the amount of money we got coming in at the moment. So it's really a case of just keeping this running to keep things ticking over. A bit like the horses. Both the horses and the manure probably aren't as necessary as they once were when we were trying to keep our heads above water early on. But now, you know, they were absolutely a requirement to keep that daily income coming in when we were leasing fields and things. I just want to check, are we still leasing any fields? Because I'd completely forgotten on here that we had leased. We do. Field 17 is leased. I had completely forgotten that we had anything leased on here, which begs the question, how much is field 17 worth? I forgot we are completely leasing our whole area here. It is 97,000. So I think we should buy our main farm area. So we'll get rid of the lease on that when we get back up there, and we'll get that purchased. It is going to put a big dent in what we have, but it is the only piece of land that we lease, and we can clear that out and get things running again. I only realized that we might have some of our farm leased when I was going through the mods that I had on here, and realized that there was one that I had that was or there was the global company leasing mod that I had, and yeah, I don't know if I can sell this at the moment, or I can cancel the lease on this at the moment. Let's have a look. So we've got leased there. Field 17 is our lease, I think. Yep. End leasing? Yes. Okay. Right, so we don't own this at the moment. Let's get that bought. Yes, I would. There we go. We now own everything. That was... I'm glad it didn't reset our horses or anything. It was just a case of ending the lease and buying the land, and it is all good. We are back up and running. Right. Next thing I need to do is let's get this water tank refilled. So to do that, we're going to need to reverse it into the right spot, which is always fun around here. And then what I plan to do after that is we're going to clear the horse yard out. So we've been talking for a while about clearing out all the poles and the jumps and everything around here. We're not using them. All they do, especially now that we've got this larger tractor, is to cause us problems with the with turning, and basically we keep hitting, especially the poles on the side here. We keep hitting them and having problems. So let's refill this. If I can get it in the right place. There we go. So we'll get that refilling. And then I'm going to bring my tractor around and show you what I mean with these. So I have a mod installed. It's called the Map Objects Hider mod. And under the F1 menu, you walk up to an item and you mouse over it. And if I press H here, it will hide modern pole. And then, are you sure you want to hide modern pole? Yes. And look, it's gone. And then, oh wow, we have to hide the bases of these as well. Yes. There we go. And that is how we're going to clear this yard out. We're just going to take these poles apart and get them removed. And it's going to be, oh wow, this is going to make such a huge difference. Just removing these poles is going to make a huge difference. I'm not sure we're going to clear out, well, I'm considering clearing out this whole area, because I could put maybe an animal pen or something like that in here, or we could possibly make a bigger yard here. I wonder, actually, we could put another barn or a grain store or something in here, and maybe use this as the main basis for our farm, rather than the area we were thinking about using at the top. We talked a few times about the possibility of using this area as a barn area and our main farm area, and with removing these, that becomes much more of a possibility. So let's is that all the poles out? Now I've got one more pole over here. So that might be what we can do now, is we have this area of the yard here. We've got an unused field around the back here as well that would be quite good, and we have the space, we have flatter space here to use for all this. So yeah, I think we might continue, go back to our original plan and have this as our main yard. And I've got an idea as well. Let's see if we can remove this. So this removes the modern fence. Yes. Oh, I love the fact that these are, again, such a nicely constructed map to have these as separate bits. So it's not just a case of remove horse jump. No, you have to remove the entire horse jump bit by bit, as you would if you were deconstructing something like this. Oh wow, you have to remove the flowers before you remove the flower box. There we go. So remove the flowers and then remove the flower box. There we go. And then you can see it's gonna open up this whole area and make a massive, massive difference to us. There we go. Now what to do with that area up the top? We now have a shed that is, it's going to be a lot less used. It might do as a store, but it's a fair way from us. Alternatively, we could use this up there and increase the size of our field. So that is always a possibility as well. Is there another box under here? Judging by what we had, there might be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the tractor. Let's just clear out the snow roughly where that jump was. See if there is anything under it. And this is the thing today, with all this snow on the ground, we have plenty of time to sort of have a play around and do this yard. I think that might be it. I think that has covered it. Oh, so much freer in this area now. Yeah, so rebuild our yard in much more of our own image. Look at that. Now what kind of stuff can we fit in here is the next big question. So if we have a look here and have a look at our sheds, we've got a few sheds. We've got a couple of storages and things. I'm looking for sort of a metal shed of some description. There's that kind of shed which would fit in there. You'd end up losing, well no, that would fit. That would be a good fit. I'm not sure that is a good barn fit in there though. What else we got? We've got this lizard metal shed. This is a much better fit for the look of everything, but you're talking about putting a barn there with very little entrance up the top there. That would actually probably fit better somewhere like up there. So that's a bit big, but this metal shed is not. Although this is this is a little more European. It's sort of, no, it is wow, so much smaller than our main shed, but would give us a nice little barn there. Is there anything else? Lots of other bits. Really big vehicle shelter. Yeah, there's that. Oh wow, that is a huge barn and doesn't have, only has a very limited placeable. So yeah, there are options. I'm not overly convinced by any of them at the moment. I think this grain storage is probably too big. And also, I don't like it when I can't place a barn sort of an exact angle. But most of those, we've got so many easy sheds now. We've got this that's quite a good shed for us to get our equipment stored and things like that in. So yeah, lots of options that we can go with, lots of stuff that we can place in here. I think we're going to have to see where we are a little bit more first. do we have anything else? We could remove those. Although I'm going to leave those as a little bit of dressing. But yeah, we've got an area here where we now got to work out what type of sheds we can put in here. I think it's a case of this being our main equipment shed, and then having maybe equipment storage stuff and things down here, and having this as a slightly more open area. But either way, it's all good. That's gonna work out well for us. Next, we need to get our horses sorted out. So, horses are in need of water, straw, oats, carrots, probably a little bit of hay, and we can sort them out. I'm considering getting another horse or two. We are in a position where that would probably be really useful to us. I can't believe we didn't own this area. That is, yeah, I needed to do that before I started taking it apart. But yeah, I'm slightly surprised that we didn't own this area. We want somewhere actually. Well, we want a grain store. Is something that we really want, and would be a really good thing to build. And I'm wondering if one of the alien gym ones would be an appropriate one for here. And where exactly to put it is the other thing. It would work round the back there, maybe. In that top yard, that is an area I really want to develop. Whether we put another set of animals in there, and exactly what animals to do. Now that we've got precision farming on here, we are going to need a source of manure. I think we have some digestate up at the PGA that we can use, and we can get. Whoa, caught the underside of the feeding trough, but we've now got it all. Yeah, I think there's some digestate up there that we can use, and we can go and grab that. And I think there's some other bits and pieces we got as well. There we go. But it's yeah, it's one of those days where there's not a huge amount to do anywhere. I wonder if there's a transport mission maybe we can take on, because yeah, a contract would be good. Let's get rid of that. And then we've got our small pile of oats here as well, which we decided the better thing to do, of course, was to sell all our oats off and buy horse food. The reasoning for that, as I said at the time, was because oats are worth more money. Well, feed oats cost less than the oats that we were growing, so yeah, it's better to sell off all of our oats and then go and buy feed oats for the cows. And my rationale for that is because, yeah, feed oats would be something that is cheaper, whereas if you're selling them for cereal and things like that, then you're gonna get more money for your oats, so they are of a higher quality. So that's why we buy oats in. We don't hold oats over. I would never buy oats, feed oats, and then and sell them for higher price. To me, that would be unrealistic and very cheaty. So yeah, we're not doing that, but we are selling the oats we grow and buying trailers full. Right, there we go. That is that done. Said they need some water and they also need a bit of hay. So let's back this up. Oh, and a bit of straw as well. So we can deal with that once we get the bale spike on. Let's go open this. And they will take most, if not all, of this water at this time of year. There we go. I really want to get the horse grass cut this year. We didn't do anything with the horse grass last year. We planted it and it never became ripe enough for us to harvest. So hopefully this year, with it having had a chance to grow, we'll be able to do that and make our own horse silage. Because yeah, we've had to buy in the horse silage this year. And I don't want to jump out. I want to get into here and unload the water. There we go. And it is... Oh, I'm just... There's so many possibilities we've got now on here, which is just absolutely brilliant. And how we're going to go forwards. Just sort of thinking about what we can do and how we can move things forward now. This is... I'm so pleased with how much progress we've made here over the 2 years. It has been amazing how much we've managed to achieve from absolutely nothing. And that's the thing, we've never got a loan. We've never had we started with absolutely zero. And we're now in a position where the farm is expanding, and expanding very nicely as well. Now let's put this down in front of here. I don't mind if it picks up carrots or oats. It's going to pick up carrots. That's fine. Let's drop that off. Get this on. And then we want to turn around and come and back in with this. And this is what I mean about getting... I think we need a little bit of a rearrangement around here. Combine fits in here very nicely. I wonder if it goes down the roadway on that grass field. Because we have what I'm thinking of doing is placing a road along the grass field heading up to the other barn. There we go. It might be a good place to put several bits and pieces, that other barn, that really relates to the rest of the farm. There we go. And the condition of this field here is not good. So yeah, it's how we're going to use all of this. Across to the back. Can I turn it on? Are we connected up? No, we're not. I'll get myself into position to get this unloaded. There we go. Out with the straw. We've still got 3,000 litres here. And this will sort the cows out. And then we just need the hay after this. Yeah, it doesn't take much to do this. And I quite like to move maybe my bales out of here and into a storage area that's a little bit more manageable and a little bit more accessible down the middle. And that's the trouble. I think if I tried to use the hider on that middle pole, I'd end up hiding the whole thing. So I don't want to do that. What we'll do is just drop this. There's not a lot of hay here. I don't think our weather is particularly looking bad. Let's have a look. Oh no, we do have rain on the way, so we will get rid of that. The horse silage bale, that's protected against the elements. The hay bale is not. So we'll get that back on the pile, because yeah, if we don't, that will be diminished, and we'll unnecessarily lose hay. Not that we have a huge problem with that, just that it's something that needs doing. There we go. Around and park it up over here. I'm slightly worried about that bale that's a little bit splayed off there, but otherwise we are good. Right, so where does that leave us? How are we doing? Let's have a look at our horses. They are all good. Absolutely brilliant. We got 5 horses at the moment. We need to go and place this back in the shed. So we'll put this in the shed so that we protect this straw bale that we've got in it, with rain on the way later. That means this snow is going to be gone by the end of this game day. Down and disconnect that, because I want to drop this stuff off here, and we're just gonna go and have a drive up, and I'll show you where I'm thinking of putting this road in once the snow goes. That's the trouble I've got at the moment, is the snow is it's just way too much. Drop off that, and we're good. Right. So I want to put a road. I've got this main entrance in here, but I want to put a road in probably along the side of this field. So actually you can see where I've driven up there. I think a road down there would be a really good idea. Would be something that would enhance things, so we could then go a road up the side here and just keep it to the edge, so we don't take out too much of our existing field. And then well, the thing is, if I put it up the other side, what we could do is then that just brings us a road up to here. So it might be wiser actually to go up the other side with it. But you can see how much equipment we have that it's just, yeah, way too much to store up here now. We need to get rid of this. That sprayer is awful, and we're going to get something new for this year. And yeah, is this then a good grain store or something like that up here? We certainly, it's a nice big barn. I don't know which yard to use, which yards to set up, because trying to do round here, we've got this massive drop off away from this barn. So yeah, I don't know which to use. One last thing I need to do before we finish is we have up here fields 12 and 13. Do we still have enough money to buy them? Yes, it is only 60,000. So we are going to buy those today. Yes. And that now means that our farm goes up and round like this. We do own a little bit down here. I think 27. Yeah, that's part of Pineview Farm. But the field potential is awful. And then yeah, down there is pretty bad. That is the one that I'm considering, because that's got such an amazing yield on it. And we've got a few fields down here. It starts dropping again as you get towards our farm, so it's all a bit, yeah. The best area is round here. This Gamer Dragon had the right idea. That is such a good farm area to own. 463,000 though. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave it for today, because we've done everything we need to do. It is only midday. We've got rain on the way, so all this snow will be gone by next time. For now though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.